I know. I started the YouTube. Hey, that works. So I set that last rod up. The ugly stick has catfish bait on it.
Okay.
And these other three have power bait now. Not that it looks like any of it's working, but...
Well, we've already caught 3.
Yeah, true. You're kicking my ass again.
Just 2-1, baby. We still have a while to go.
That wind's chilly.
Even with a sweater on.
Yeah.
It got chilly all of a sudden. Well, just the wind picked up, so.
Yeah.
Is that why you were standing over near the berm just to get a little
Get
bit
out of the
cut
wind a
from
little
it?
bit.
Yeah. And I walked back as quickly as I could. I figured if I was cold, you were probably cold.
Oh, you still got almost a full monster there.
Yeah, that's why I brought the other monster for you.
Okay, thank you.
I figured water wouldn't go in this.
No.
It's only half a bottle, but it's something.
Still. It's better than none.
Yeah. We should have brought snacks.
We should have.
I think that's what's going to pull us out of here.
Yeah.
We get hungry.
Yeah. I was just, so ready to get out of the house because, even just being home we were home for what, a day?
Yeah.
And it was already stressful. Yeah.
Hey, have some more lobster burgers? If you wouldn't mind. Thank you. Yeah, it's just like ambient stress.
Yeah.
I was glad to get home to the dog and the cat, though.
It was nice to be home, but it was not nice to be home.
Yeah. Our own bed was a big draw.
Yes. That was the...
sleeping on a rock.
Yeah.
Every morning at the hotel, I'd wake up and I'd have like a rock.
Right?
Oh, like a rock. Stuck in my head. I was not sleeping like a rock. We were sleeping on one.
Yes. That was not comfortable.
No.
That's all right, though. We're back out on the lake.
Indeed.
Not a bad way to spend a Tuesday.
Indeed. Just chill.
The wind could turn the other direction, but we'd be good.
Right? Yeah, because if it was turning from the other direction, we'd have a little bit of protection from
Yeah.
a little berm behind our back.
So if you decide you want to try something different, I have a bunch of cool little trout baits that I haven't even tried out yet.
Okay.
So.
Well, what did you say you've got on the ultralight over here?
Power bait.
Let's see what that does over the next little bit, and then if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, because I've got spinners for trout.
Okay.
I've got all kinds of little plastics for trout. I've got little tiny plastics. I got more spinners. I got drop shot. I got bass. I mean, we got it all covered.
Okay. I do have to say their little porta potties are kept very clean here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is state park.
Oh, I've been to many state park bathrooms. That was the cleanest I've ever seen it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like legit, they actively keep an eyeball on it.
Right.
Which is not something you can say about every lake.
True.
I mean, look at DVL.
Look at DVL. That was fucking gross.
That was really, yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that was gross. Should have brought the cannon.
The what?
The cannon.
Oh. I thought about it and I decided no.
There's more shit to carry.
It's more shit to carry. And I really need to figure out what's going on with my
Yeah.
site.
Yeah.
There's something that I'm doing wrong.
Something in the settings is screwed
I'm
up.
not sure what it is, but I fucked up a setting and I need to fix it.
You know what else we need to get?
Huh?
That little wagon that Tim and Anna had with them.
That was quite clever, wasn't it?
That thing was cool as fuck.
Yeah.
That thing worked out perfect.
Well, and the fact that it closes up so you can store it small.
Yeah. I mean, we got that little cart that I got you.
Yeah.
But
that's
bulky and heavy and yeah. But that little wagon Tim had that thing worked out fucking great for that.
Yeah.
Plus, it worked as a table for the.
Yeah, all the snacks.
Yeah.
The fruits and veggies and stuff.
Next time we go up to Havasu, though, we're gonna freaking take the boat.
Oh.
Yeah, 100%. We're taking the boat.
Certainly save out on that. Well, they've got the courtesy dock, and you can dock there overnight, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they've got the courtesy dock, so you don't have docking fees.
Right, but even if not,
yeah.
You know, even if we did have a launch every day, Tim's not going to tell me no, you can't fucking park your boat in front of my house for the night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, they're so chill about it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so many spots though. Because we could launch, go find a cove somewhere, and just set up for the day.
Yeah.
You know. And once we go back up there with our boat, they're gonna have their boat.
Yep.
So we'll go find a cove, anchor up the pontoon in the cove. That'll be like home base.
Yeah.
Then we can jump on our boat and go fish.
Yep.
You know, we get hungry, we go back to the pontoon.
Yeah,
cook up some food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did work out nicely that we had sandwich making stuff with us for the days on the lake.
Yeah.
Even though the second day on the lake, it ended up being abbreviated, so we didn't end up eating there. It was still nice knowing we had it.
Yeah.
Us,
Yeah.
because that's a thing like on DVL that worked out perfectly. Just a little half sandwich, just
right.
to take the edge off.
Right.
You know, have a little snack, feel better.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I think having been out on the boats now, I would plan the food a little bit differently.
Yeah, well, you kind of have a feel for the whole situation now.
Yeah, I have a better feel having gone out 2 days.
Right.
I would pack everything differently.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
At least as far as the food goes, I wouldn't take the original packaging. I would
condense it all.
So I would do smaller Ziplocs with the meat and cheese for each sandwich in a Ziploc.
Yeah.
Individually.
Yeah.
The bread's still separate because then it gets gross, and
right.
then whatever spread we have separate.
Right.
That would pull down the bulk.
Yeah.
And you'd already have a prepackaged situation. So
right.
You just, you know, you're not having to open 4 containers.
Yeah.
To make one sandwich, you're just having to open 2.
Right.
So I think that would be,
That'll be ideal.
yeah, and I would pre-package up our snacks a little
Yep.
bit differently. I mean, I'm glad that we did it the way we did because
It worked out.
it
but
worked out. But yeah, I have a little bit better of an idea now.
Yeah. Well, and once you kind of get your understanding of how it all works, then it's,
Knowledge is power.
yeah,
I like experiencing things several times so I know what works and what doesn't.
right.
I know you're the same way,
Yep.
you know.
Well, and then too now, like if we go fish just local on the boat,
Yeah.
You'll know how you want everything packed up. And we also have all the lockers in the boat too that,
Yeah.
So we won't have, once I get that thing back from Sunset Marine,
You can dial it in.
I can dial it in, yeah.
I know a lot
So-
of it is just, what do we need that's a little more delicate, what needs to be on ice.
Right.
That lunch bag that we got at Costco,
That thing's badass.
that sucker works.
That thing is badass. It works really well.
Like when it wears out, I want to buy a new one.
Yeah.
The exact same
Yeah.
one. 'Cause that works for
Well, it's perfect. It's a backpack lunchbox,
Yeah.
It works out perfect. So, and those ice packs stay cold for, the insulation factor of that thing is really good.
It really is. Like when we went out on DVL, by the time the day was done and we got to Havasu, the ice packs were just about done. But we got up at 4 a.m., packed the ice pack,
Yeah, those things went like 16, 17 hours.
and got all the way to Havasu, where we got in at what, 9:30 at night,
Yeah.
and they were just starting to lose. Like they had lost their ice. They were still cold, but they were done.
Yeah.
But the food was all still cold enough
Yep.
that it was still
Everything was still good.
good.
Yeah.
And it did work out that we had a fridge with a freezer, so
Yeah.
you were able to get your anchovies, and
Yep.
we were able to refreeze those so we could get everything home. I made a sandwich with that stuff last night.
Yeah. There you go.
Like I needed to, my shoulder was killing me, so I needed to take some Tylenol, and I figured half a sandwich,
Right.
eat that up.
Those bread rolls were good too.
I did like those. That's what I used last night.
Yeah, those were good.
Yeah. And that's just the Walmart bakery,
Yeah. No, they were actually good.
Yeah.
But with that brisket dip spread on there,
Yeah.
that shit's good.
See, what I think I want to do next time we do like a full day thing where we're making sandwiches and everything, I want to also get like the French onion dip,
Oh yeah.
because I want to put that on my sandwich.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Try that out. I think it would be,
It's not as volatile as like mayo.
yeah, it's
If your ice melts and your sandwich gets a little warm,
yeah,
you're not going to get the shits because you've had freaking bad mayo.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's still dairy based, it's still sour cream based, but I think it's got a little more life to it.
Yeah.
It's got a little more hold to it, and it holds on the sandwich well when you spread it.
Yeah.
Like you can get a little bit more to it.
All right, we need a fish. It's been a minute. I need a fish.
You need a fish because you need to catch up.
I'm getting my ass whipped over here. Fucking outfished me at Havasu. Outfishing me now at home. You got the fucking big fish of the week at Havasu.
That sucker was big.
That was a big fucking cat. I mean, those flatheads get, 90 pounds plus, but for bank fishing, that was a big fish.
I was looking at it the other night and I was like, that thing, it was the entirety of my torso.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it was literally the length of my neck to my navel. But no, actually beyond.
no, it was like
It,
shoulder
yeah.
to thigh. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Shoulder to thigh. It was big.
yeah.
That
That was a flathead that you caught.
was a hunk of,
And then that first one you caught was a little blue cat.
yeah. Yeah, because I got, 3 bass and 2 cats?
Yeah,
Yeah. And you got, 1 cat and 3 bass?
yeah.
I think-
Three stripers and a
Yeah.
catfish. Although that last striper I caught was a nice.
That was a nice fish. That was a good size.
Yeah, but they get like 60 pounds too.
Yeah.
So, but from fishing from shore right there, I mean,
you're not expecting to get the monsters when you're fishing from shore.
Right.
It's still nice that we had such good luck. It was an empty spot. No one else was there. So, we weren't bothering anyone else, just doing our thing.
Right.
And it was enough in the cove, that little, between those 2 points, that all of the people doing water sports didn't need to come into our line space.
Everybody was outside of us.
Yeah. That was a good little spot.
That's why I like those long, deep points out there.
Because everyone avoids it.
You have to go, you got to go deep to get around those points.
Yeah. Well, especially at Havasu, I really noticed it when you pointed it out the next day when we were on that overlook. And the points go very far out, like much farther than you would anticipate.
Yeah. Yep. And then, and you could see between those little islands, you could see the connection.
Yep.
It's a foot underwater.
Yeah, but it's still there.
But it's still there, and you don't see that when you're on the boat. That's why shit like where Vessel Assist has the soft ungroundings.
Oh yeah, because you run.
Because you'll hit those little sandbars, and all of a sudden you're doing 80 down the lake. And you hit those little sandbars, and you go over the fucking front of the boat, and you're stuck.
I think I saw a Popeyes cartoon like that one time.
Yeah.
Where they got sandbarred.
Yeah.
Popeye was all upset.
Yep. That shit happens a lot. I am gonna once that boat's back and worthy of the kelp beds and all that shit, it would be a good idea to get the Vessel Assist.
Yeah.
Just in case, I'll make him pay for it. He didn't pay his rent this month, so he can pay for Vessel Assist.
Are those turkey vultures up there?
Yeah. Those things have a 7-foot wingspan.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Wow. They're pretty impressive in the sky.
Yeah.
There was just a little blackbird over here, and he very quickly changed route.
Yeah. I'm surprised the geese aren't over here. They're probably around the corner in that other cove. It's all sheltered.
Not as much wind.
Yeah.
Well, I did see some ducks over in the marshland.
Oh, yeah.
On the other side of the dam.
Yeah.
They were all in a line doing a little V.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's big.
Yeah, they're fucking huge.
He's to your left.
Is he up in the tree?
The tree line, pretty low.
I can't see him from right here.
Oh, okay.
There is actually bald eagles out here.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah, we've seen them twice now. There's no fish here, but there's fucking birds. Yeah, look at that. Oh, he's got something. Yeah, look at that thing.
Yeah. He's pretty big. Oh, look at you. Don't poop on me. Thank you.
Look at that. They got a fucking 7-foot wingspan on those birds.
That's insane. These poor other little birds are like,
oh
crap.
Shit. There's a duck showing right off the water.
Gotta get out of the way.
Okay, something's gotta happen because this is ridiculous. I'm getting my ass kicked.
You say that. It was only 5-4 at Havasu, though.
5-4 and you got a fucking 15-pound cat. There goes a goose. We got what, 3 fish today?
Yeah. 2 little trout and a bass. You got the bass.
That was a trout.
Was it?
That was just a bigger trout.
Oh. Then we've gotten 3 trout.
Yeah.
2 little guys and a bigger one.
2 little fingerlings. So those little fingerling trout that you caught? Remember I told you Mike Long got busted for all his records and shit got taken away. he was getting those little fingerling trout and using those for live bait for bass. Because those to bass, those little fingerling trout like that,
Yeah.
that's like throwing a fucking cake to a fat kid. Yeah, he was using those. They took a bunch of his records away and all kinds of shit because they were all illegal. Because what he'd do is he'd catch it on those little fingerling trout,
and then quickly switch it out.
And then he'd throw that rod down, grab another rod with like a jig or something on it, pop that jig in the fish's mouth and take a picture, and then go over to the scale. Because most lakes have a scale that you can weigh in.
Yeah.
So, because if you get a record, a lake record, you got to weigh it on their official scale. And you also have to have Fish and Game certify it as well.
So with those tournaments, do Fish and Game just hang out?
No, so the tournaments are done different.
Okay.
So like the tournaments, Tim fishes, the kayak tournaments.
Yeah.
They don't go by weight. They go by overall length.
Oh, okay.
Right. So Dominic just won that tournament last week at Havasu. What they do is like every fish you catch, there's a regulation ruler. It's a little board, right? You get your fish, you put it on that board and take a picture. And they go by inches.
Okay.
So Dominic had, what was it, 196 inches?
Okay.
Combined fish over the 2-day tournament.
Okay.
And he won that tournament.
What did Tim get?
Tim got like 32nd or something, he said. He had nothing but issues with his shit Saturday.
Gotcha.
And he moved up into the top 20 on Sunday. But Saturday, he had all kinds of issues with his fish finder and all that.
Gotcha.
Couldn't get it to work. Something was wrong.
Yeah.
So,
I know he said that the first day was really disappointing and it was just like a complete waste.
Yeah. Yeah. So he had all those issues. And then Sunday he got it working and moved way up.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, they go by like the Bassmasters tournament. All the tournaments offer the bass boat. You keep your fish in the live well. At the end of the tournament, you take them up to the podium thing, and they weigh them all right then and there.
Okay.
So you have a 5-fish limit. So
if you catch a little guy, can you throw it back and then just try?
Yeah, that's what you do. Okay. So you'll hear them talking about like, oh, it's a coal fish. It's a coal fish. What they'll do is they take their fish, throw them in the live well, so they keep them alive. Mm-hmm. And then say you catch a 2-pound bass, he's in the live well. You catch another 2-pound bass, he's in the live well. You got a limit of 5 fish, and they're all 2 pounds, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the next fish you catch is 3 pounds. You take one of those 2-pounders out, throw the 3-pounder in, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Whereas like the tournaments, the kayak tournaments, they don't do it like that because you don't have a live well on a kayak. You can't keep the fish on your kayak.
So you're stuck with whatever you catch.
You go by, so what you do is you say you catch a 16-inch fish. You put them on the measuring board. You take your picture on the app because they use an app.
Yeah.
It automatically uploads.
Okay.
16 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
Your next fish is 18 inches.
Yeah.
And then they do the same thing. So it's your top 5 fish.
Oh, okay.
There's a turtle.
Is there?
Yeah, straight out, 20 feet.
Look at him.
Oh, he just popped back down. Little red-eared turtle.
He's just sticking his little head out, saying hi.
Yeah, but I guess the payout for that Havasu tournament was fucking a lot of money.
Didn't you say it was like 50 grand or something like that?
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
And
Was it a 2-day?
it's a 2-day tournament.
Okay.
Um,
If you have one shitty day, you can try to catch up the next day.
yeah, the kayak guys do a 2-day tournament. The bass boat guys do a 3-day tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're investing a lot of time into this.
You're a lot of time and a lot of money.
Yeah.
Some of the entry fees for those tournaments are fucking. I could go race Baja for cheaper than I can enter some of these bass tournaments.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that why some people get attitude when they don't do well because they're out of
You're out
money?
fucking $1,500 entry fee or whatever.
Wow. So if you're entering those, you better know that you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. But the payout is
If you win, yeah, the payout is phenomenal. Oh,
Right.
look at him. He's sticking his head up again.
yeah, he's just chilling. So like that tournament in Havasu that Dom won, right? So that by winning that tournament, it gave him his entry into the national tournament.
Oh, okay.
So now that national tournament is $100,000 payout.
Is it like sports for gearing up for the Olympics where you have to place in a
Yes.
certain number of tournaments?
Yes.
You have to get a
Yeah,
certain
it's
number of
basically like an
medals.
invitational. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That makes
So
sense to
you
me.
win, like all the tournaments in your district, right?
Yeah. And then you are the sponsored person
Right.
to go.
So like here, like you win all the tournaments in San Diego,
Yeah.
and then you fish the state tournaments.
Yeah.
Where you're fishing up at Clear Lake or Castaic or whatever,
Yeah.
and you do good in those, then you go on to like national tournaments.
Gotcha.
Now you can go enter the national circuit, just but it's kind of the same. It's like, yeah, I can go fish a tournament in Tennessee, but now I got to go to Tennessee.
You gotta learn
I got,
the
you got to learn the lake. You got
You're
to,
up
yeah,
against people who are locals who know it really well.
right.
They know exactly what happens.
Yes, yes,
That would be the thing that would make me balk. If I was a really good fisherwoman and I was like, okay, I think I can kick some booty locally, then going out of my area and or through the state or nationally, it would be like, well, I'm going to be in an area I'm not familiar with.
right,
You're traveling, so if you forget something, you're screwed.
right.
And that's
Exactly.
a lot of gear to take with you, and
Yeah.
depending on what sort of tournament
Right.
you're going with, if you're taking your boat, you gotta cross country that.
Yep. Yep.
That's a lot.
But then at the same time, if you're fishing these tournaments where every payout's,
50 plus.
50 plus grand,
Yeah.
to the winner, and then, 20 to second and 10 to third, you're still making a little money, but you're spending a lot.
Does it tend to be more people who are retired or semi-retired, so they have a little more flexibility in their schedules?
No, it's people that, they're sponsored by fucking Ranger and Skeeter and freaking all these that,
So it pays
you
a
don't
lot.
even fucking pull your boat. You show up to the place
Yeah,
and,
it's there for you.
yeah,
But to get to that level,
right.
you have to invest a lot of time
Right.
and money of your own money
Yes.
into it.
Yes. It's just like any other sport,
Yeah,
like golf,
yeah,
Golf has the Pro-Am where like, it's a team tournament where you show up and like, Bob Smith from the local golf course who won a local tournament there,
yeah,
okay, now they're going to, when they do the Pro-Am, you get matched up with a pro.
yeah.
So you're fishing, little Bob Jones who golfs on Sundays with his freaking, with the fucking Elks Club or whatever.
Yeah,
All of a sudden now, Phil Mickelson is his freaking partner for that tournament.
I would imagine there's a lot of fanboying that happens.
And all that, yeah. All of those
No
sports.
matter what sport, if you're doing a pro-am, you're like, oh my god, I get to spend the day with so-and-so.
Right,
I get to hang out with,
right.
what's another golfer besides Tiger Woods?
Yeah. But yeah, it's like that, like, okay, so say I started playing golf and I won all these tournaments around here and then I go to the Pro-Am And all of a sudden, my fucking partner at the Pro-Am's Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
You know? Well, like Happy Gilmore, where he got paired up with freaking Bob Barker. Same kind of it's the exact same principle.
Bob Barker in that movie was so freaking salty. I loved it.
Right? There's a dude that's got a YouTube channel. I forget what his name is. It's like a hood rat fishing or some shit.
Uh-huh.
He's full on dreadlock black dude. You'd look at the guy and think fucking full on criminal.
Okay.
Just, based on...
If you judged a book by its cover.
Yeah, if you judge by appearance, you think like full on fucking piece of shit criminal.
Okay.
The dude started out with a Walmart fishing pole, fishing like the little local freaking banks, like the banks of the lakes, around his place.
Uh-huh.
Ended up somehow freaking got a little piece of shit boat. Kind of just, that was his thing.
Yeah.
Just go fishing on the weekend kind of a thing. And he's now fishing the Bassmasters tournaments.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for him.
And winning some of them.
Good for him. I mean, that's a lot of hard work. That's
Right.
learning everything there is to know.
Right.
You're studying,
Yeah. Yeah.
even how you set up your hook and weight set, like that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
all has something to do with, how this works out.
Yep.
Is that second line going to be a problem?
No.
I can't tell where it goes in, and it looks like it's pretty far out.
No, they're turning away, so they're...
Okay. Just making sure. And those rentals are a piece of shit.
Yeah. For $100 a day? Yeah, those are...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem I would have with it. Like, if I'm spending $100 hard-earned dollars,
Right.
I want something that's at least going to be
Right.
worthwhile.
But that's why Dad decided to buy a boat. Because
Because it was getting really expensive.
it's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, we go out 30 times, we've paid for it.
Yeah. Well, and you guys have already gone out several times on it.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it, though, too, is like, if we want to go down to the bay for the freaking light parade, or if Humphreys is having a badass concert that we want to go check out, we can go float around the bay and listen to the concerts in Humphreys.
Yeah.
The Christmas light parade, or the 4th of July thing, or any of that. So did you hear the Coastal Commission is trying to ban the fucking 4th of July fireworks over the bay?
Again?
Yeah.
They've tried that for like the last 10 years.
Yeah. And apparently Gavin Nutsack and Elon Musk are in agreement that the Coastal Commission is fucking off the chain and overstepping their shit. And they need to be reined in.
If Gavin Newsom is agreeing to anything like that,
You know it's bad.
you know it's bad.
Well, most of the SpaceX launches take place at, what the fuck's it called? Right up there in
Vandenberg?
Vandenberg.
Yeah.
Coastal Commission is trying to ban that.
Good luck coming up against Elon Musk. That dude is savvy.
Well,
I still say he's an alien, but he's savvy.
but you're also coming up against the federal government and the Air Force.
Yeah. Well, the amount of research that's being done by SpaceX
Right.
in conjunction with NASA
On SpaceX's dime, not on the taxpayer's dime.
is
That's huge.
extraordinary.
that part of it right there is huge.
Yeah. Well, that plus you've got what is it, Starlink?
Yeah.
And that Starlink links up with all of the like the AWS, the cloud systems,
Yep.
which the government runs off of.
Yes.
So, or at least part of it does.
Yeah. Yep. God, this wind is brutal.
Yeah, it is rather chilly, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a cold wind. It wouldn't be bad if it was a warm wind, but it's cold.
I got my little hands tucked up under my sweater.
Right?
It's like, it's chilly on my face. My nose is cold.
You want to move to a different spot where it's not so windy and cold?
Well, the problem is that any other spot we find, it's either going to be windy and cold, because no matter what, we're in an exposed shoreline. Or two, then we're going to get into massive sun and have a problem.
Yeah. Well, I do have your other chair with the umbrella.
I'm not walking all the way back to that dude.
Oh, I was thinking like move to a whole different part of the lake.
Oh, like over there?
No, like around the corner down by the... There's a dock down there.
No. I don't know. I think when we pack it up here, I'm going to be hungry.
Okay,
enough
yeah.
that I'm going to want to go eat.
Oh, there is a restaurant right there.
I think that turtle is sticking up its head right over there.
Where?
If you look towards where the playground is.
Oh, yeah, like 20, 30 feet out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, he's just chilling. Little red-eared slider.
Just hanging out. Saying hi to the day.
It is a little bit cold.
Yeah, it is chilly.
You got him to stand in the sun?
The wind kind of ruins it a little bit. But
Yeah.
you still get a little warmth on your booty.
There you go.